TV. Mr. James, we are looking at what transpired the other day, where who in Nigeria gathered in Abuja to celebrate the man Maradona. Do you think this man is Maradonic in nature? Because on one hand, we saw a man who claimed to be a Maradona. On the other hand, we saw a man who said he could not extract commitment from his subordinates that Abiola will not be assassinated as a reason for annulling June 12. Some people are saying, arrest this man prosecuting. What is your take?
My viewers, thank you this morning for having me. I just have to say this, that Maradona should be in prison by now. If Nnamdi Kanu is in prison, if Delefaro TV is in prison, IBB is supposed to be in prison by now, because the same book Delefaro TV wrote concerning the corruption in Nigeria, which Nnamdi Kanu also testified to it when he was brought to the court the last time, by accusing Justice Yanku. Peter Yanku said that Yanku was trying to convince him because the sons and the husband is indicted by the federal government of Nigeria, which is in the public domain. That's to tell you that everything Delefaro TV have wrote, everything is truth. It's just that the men in power feel that Delefaro TV have hit them hammer on their head, and they went after that man. IBB, after 30 years of depriving Abiola not to rule this country, whether Abiola have a positive side for us or negative side, which we don't know, is being celebrated. People call him Maradona. For me, it's a waste of time. And I'm so disappointed that Nigerians, past leaders, could gather and celebrate such kind of man. I'm not surprised, because I was privileged to interview a lot of people, and they told me that if you see the people who gathered to interview Abiola for that gathering was people that Abiola allocated the oil block for.
That is IBB.
IBB. Allocated.
But Mr. James, you permit me to jump in here, because some people have argued that this is another way of IBB expressing his Maradonic nature. That on one hand, he diplomatically told the Igbos that the 1966 coup was not an Igbo coup. On the other hand, he diplomatically apologized to Yorubas that about the annulment of June 12. That in a way, he has sold millions of copies of this book coming from Igbo patronage and Yoruba patronage. That he uses as a strategy to bring the Igbos and Yoruba to buy his book.
Of course, for me, the reason why many people call IBB a Maradona, which I will accept to a large extent, is that he has also played his game by bringing the Igbos, the Yorubas, to buy his idea. Don't forget that in that event, Bola Ahmed Tinubu told us that without IBB, he will not be who he is today. That means Tinubu learned from IBB. That's how you see Lagos State. Tinubu, whether you are Igbo, he bring you Igbos, he bring Calabar, he bring everybody. He makes sure say he get his aim. You see that he worked for him during the general election, whereby both Igbos, some Igbos that Tinubu have affected positively, the Northerners that Tinubu have affected, they all come together and work for the victory for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is to tell you that Maradona, Tinubu learned from IBB. So for me, IBB has played this politics. We saw some Igbo men went there who could not affect their local government or their state positively, donating 500 million to IBB. We also saw Dangote, who said he will be donating 2 billion for Dangote in the next 4 years. That's to tell you that Maradona has paid the price for this elite, but in the detriment of suffering the masses. And that's what they have done also. That's why you see today that many Nigerians cannot eat 2 square meals a day.
But let me jump in here, because some people have equally argued that Nigerians in this part of the world, that they celebrate those who subjugate them. I'm saying it because Ibori of Delta State was tried in Nigeria, discharged and acquitted. He went to London, he pleaded guilty, he was sentenced. But when he came back, they rolled out red carpet for him. On the same hand, we are seeing a supposed man who some people are saying he should be in prison, being celebrated in Abuja.
Of course, that's Nigeria for you. We always celebrate the criminals, and the reason why we celebrate the criminals is as a result of the poverty they have turned Nigeria to. A man who does not have a food to eat. So when anybody gives him 5,000 or 1,000, he will definitely celebrate. Whether you are a thief, look at Wadume, who is a kidnapper in Taraba State. When Wadume got his freedom, the people of Taraba, they organized big party for Wadume. They celebrated Wadume in a big way. What does that have to tell you? It has to tell you that Nigerians are looking for what they will eat.
So you mean the government or the ruling class have succeeded in weaponizing poverty?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. If election is tomorrow, I will tell you that Tinubu will win election. If election is tomorrow, we know how Tinubu plays his politics. All he needs to do is to pop out, roll out money. Where he can as well give people 50,000, 20,000 in order for him to get his same. But after that, what will now be the benefit of the masses? And that's what we are suffering today. Whereby you see some people are buying a bag of rice, 100,000, people cannot feed their family. So what does that tell you? That these people are indirectly weaponizing Nigeria so that we will fall to their victim on a daily basis. So,
and do you think the government will deploy this poverty weapon in 2027 presidential election?
Of course, it's already playing. If election is tomorrow and you that does not have a cup of rice, somebody give you 20,000, 30,000, you will either direct or indirectly campaign for the person to vote for person without thinking in the next 4 years what is going to be your fate. And that's what we are passing through. A lot of people who collect a bag of rice, gari, 20,000 in 2023 election. Is this still available for them today? The answer is no. They have eaten it. But we are.
Does that not amount to somebody selling his conscience?
My dear brother, they say a hungry man is an angry man. When you are hungry, you can do anything. Don't forget how Esau sold his birthright to Jacob because of hunger. Because Jacob was eating a porridge of food according to the Bible. And Esau was so very hungry. And he said, I wouldn't mind to sell my birthright to you if you can only give me this porridge. That is the same thing that is happening in Nigeria. Many Nigerians sell their birthright to these politicians because of the peanuts they are giving.
Okay, now let us jump to the northern part of the country where a P2B who contested the election in 2023 under the platform of the Labour Party, his popularity is growing, soaring. And we are seeing a situation where even the Fulanis are saying, come 2027, we don't know Atiku, we don't know Tinubu, we are going for P2B. How does that sound to you?
Of course, I watched that video where the Northerners, the Fulanis, are parading Tinubu or Peter Obi to be the next candidate in 2027. These are the mistakes they have done in 2023. Because one will emerge that why we did not play this kind of game, because they are the one that made Tinubu a president as we speak today. The South stood and said never again with what Buhari has done to Nigeria, we will allow an old man, we will allow a visionary, a man that does not have vision, to rule this country again. But the Northern are looking to our house, our eye in the South, and they pour spit on our eye that we don't know what they are doing. Today, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president who is suffering. The Northern are suffering. So I am glad that they begin to wake up from their slumber. But that is not enough, because their leaders, which are ready to sell them anytime, any day, are ganging up. That's why you see Erufai now is trying to merge with Atiku Abubakar to see what they can do for Atiku to come and collect power from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The fact is that if you ask me what is the difference between Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Atiku, there's no difference between them. There's no difference between them. So for me, Peter Obi will have still be a better option. If Peter Obi will be a president of Nigeria today, let me assure you that Nigeria will have not suffered up to this extent. Because Peter Obi, I know, will not try to please few people. He will want to please majority of Nigeria. But Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the rest of them, Atiku, I know, they will want to plead the few political people so that in order for them to achieve their aim.
I know Obi is known for prudent management of resources, but some have argued that a P2B may not have the willpower to confront the monsters that have held this country back. What is your view about
Of course, Peter Obi does not have it. That's why I myself am not likely to waste my vote for Peter Obi in 2027, because in Nigeria, if you want to win election in Nigeria, you have to grab the power and run away with it. And that's what Tinubu have done. Tinubu grabbed the power and he ran away with it.
You believe that Tinubu grabbed the power and ran away with it?
He grabbed the power and he ran away with it, and nothing was done to him. Let me tell you why Peter Obi will not succeed in 2027, because Peter Obi is not the type of person whereby he wants to use his money to buy votes. And that's why you see, after the general election, among all the whole candidates, Peter Obi is the only one that is still moving around, giving money to hospitals, giving money to widows, supporting them. He believed that instead of me giving money to buy people vote, let me use this money to affect people's life. And this type of people, Africa does not cherish them.
Okay, you think that is not working for, you think it's not working for him? You think it's not working for him?
It cannot work for him in Nigeria. I've told you earlier that Nigeria politicians have weaponized Nigeria with poverty. And that's why you see when it comes to election, with 3K, 4K, they buy people's vote. But they know that if everybody is okay, it will be very difficult to buy people's vote. And over there in the north, it's what they do most. Look at the last election. It was very difficult for Bola Ahmed Tinubu to buy his way in the south. Because everybody eye open. But over there in the north, he used 500 naira to get a vote from individuals. So for me,
so you mean in the north, vote is cheaper?
It's cheaper.
To buy a vote in the north.
Yes, vote is cheaper in the north because in south here, if you bring 10,000 naira and share it for 100 people, I can assure you that 50 people might turn that 10,000 naira down because they know what to do to make money. Whereas the north, over there in the north, because the poverty in the north is alarming, and that's why President Jonathan then try all his possible means to make sure to wake them up from their sleep. But the northern people, they look into their eye and they pour spit on Jonathan. And today, who is enjoying it?
But currently, do you think we are in any way near or close to free, fair, and credible election? Because don't forget that the bane of contesting 2023 presidential election is because of what Arenot did, because they could not transmit the election result electronically. Do you think going into 2027 presidential election, are we prepared as it is?
I can assure you without any fear of anybody that Tinubu cannot give any free and credible election in 2027. Because if he try it, he's going to fail woefully and he will not dare it. Let me tell you, in 2023 election, we saw what transpired. How Tinubu buy his way in the sense that he bought people who are important to him. People like the INEC, people like the securities, he get them. And that is one of why we call Tinubu the Jagaban of Africa. He knows how to play. He knows that buying people on the street does not matter. Look at what Wike did to the people of River State. Wike single-handedly avert the vote of River State in favor of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I will tell you that what Tinubu needs, Tinubu don't need ordinary people in the street. What Tinubu needs the governors. Tinubu need the senators who will directly or indirectly convert the vote of people or divert the will of the people to his own side. And bet me, write it down, take my word to the bank. That's what is going to happen in 2027 election. I can bet you that Tinubu will not, I don't see Tinubu losing election of 2027, even though the whole opposition gathered together. Even if it's a single person that vote for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be declared as the winner of 2027 election, because I speak to you, the INEC officials, the security agents, the governors, they are on his side. Even the PDP governors right now, they are ready to work directly or indirectly for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But I don't see President Bola Ahmed Tinubu losing the election.
As a way of conclusion, now that this is the fate of Nigerians, talking about the electorates, what is your advice to them as they go into that election?
My advice for Nigeria is everybody should sit up. Go and look for something to make money. If you have your way, jackpot come up for Nigeria. Because as it is now, the journey is getting more tougher. People to eat now is very difficult. Let me shock you. Gone are those days, if you walk 1 minute, you see pregnant women. You can walk for 5 minutes now without seeing any pregnant women. Doesn't mean that Nigeria has not a fuck. They still fuck, but everybody have adjusted. Because you know the cost of Pampers. You know the cost of baby milk. So that is to tell you that, yes. So everybody should sit up because we are just starting.
Not because the women are no longer fertile.
The women are fertile, but everybody is careful. Maybe eventually they are using condom or doing other way around. That's why you are not seeing it. So for me, everybody should go and sit tight. If you put your children in a school that is very expensive, do the needful and bring them there, and to bring them to school that you can afford, because it's better for you to be alive and take care of your children and get a VP, because we talk now, things are going up daily, things will not come down.
I must say very thank you for your time, Mr. James. This is a good place to let it go. We hope to have you next time. This is the Waymaker TV.
Thank you for having me. Just a few weeks ago, Sidious Musa told Nigerians that the problem of Nigeria are these Fulani bandits. As I speak to you, what do you think is a result that people cannot feed in Nigeria? They cost more percentage of what we are facing, because as I speak to you now, over in the north, they can't go to farm. You see where Boko Haram, this Fulani bandit, will change the community to bring 50 million before they can access their farm. And those farmers, most of them cannot afford the money. They sit at home. They are no more going to farm again. Go to Benue. They are killing people, scaring people not to go to farm. That is the result of what we are seeing, that you see that food is no longer affordable in Nigeria. So these Fulani headmen are causing more harm than good.
But Mr. James, when it comes to Fulani, you are talking about a formidable group. Of course, the global terrorists, they say they are the fourth most dangerous terrorist organizations in the world. To that extent, do you think is what the people of Middle Belt can contain?
We can contain them. This question you just asked me now, this is the reason why I say Nigeria is not serious to stop the insecurity in Nigeria. I am not afraid of anybody to say it. I can look into President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I told him that if he's ready, let him do the needful. Because if you say, you just said it now, the world recognize this Fulani bandits as a terrorist, you know, has Nigeria recorded, declared them a terrorist? The answer is no. But the IPOP who are busy protecting their regions, you went ahead and declared them. Because of what? Maybe you feel that even if marginalizing them in all aspects of where they can benefit from Nigeria, yet these people say they want to go, you don't allow them to go. The next thing you do is to proclaim them as a terrorist organization. Whereas the people who are committing this, you left them alone. As I speak to you, I have not yet where Boko Haram, where IPOP members come to Lagos and destroy property or disturb business not to move. The answer is no. They have not gone to North. They are only in their region trying to secure their region. Don't forget how Nnamdi Kanu from the ESM that come into existence in Southeast today was as a result of this Fulani bandit. When they were moving in large number to the Southeast to kill people, to rape people in their bushes, and Nnamdi Kanu, I cannot fold my hand and allow this to happen. That's how he formed the ESM. That's why the governors of the Southeast did not agree with him.
Permit me to jump in here, Mr. James. I understand that in the southwestern part of the country, all the governors came together synergized, and today we have what they call Amateku. In the same way, will you encourage the governors in the Middle Belt to come together to form a security outfit?
It will be very difficult for the governor of Middle Belt to come and form a security outfit. Why? Because as I speak to you, most of the governors in Middle Belt are being sponsored by these Boko Harams. It's just like the same way the Igbos are telling you that their governors, most of them are Janjaweeds. Their governors have been planted by the same Fulani. That's why they cannot speak for the good of the Southeast. As I speak to you yesterday, when we are talking about the marginalization of Igbos, yesterday he played in the House of Rep. Yesterday we saw the Igbos House of Rep. They were almost throwing blow with the Fulani men yesterday, because as I speak to you, in 2025 project yesterday, the Southeast was pushed aside. There's no single project in Southeast in 2025. And guess what? What the speaker said yesterday, that the Igbos, the Igbo region, the Biafran people, they should exercise patience. It's going to come from a supplementary budget. Where is it done? This is the marginalization we are talking about. This is yesterday, as I speak to you, the rest of Igbos that we are still doubting that probably maybe Nnamdi Kanu is waste of time. Nnamdi Kanu yesterday have been vindicated yesterday, because as I speak to you, millions of Igbos over the world yesterday, they were very surprised, and they said yes, they have hands up that Nigeria, there's no more hope in Nigeria anymore. Nigeria's government should allow them, let them go and settle, because right from after the Biafra war, when the Gowon said no victor, no vanquish. But as we speak right now, the Igbos are in the side of vanquish as I speak to you. Because after that war, they do not allow Igbos to go close to any sensitive position in Nigeria. They don't allow them to rule, to be a president. You saw what transpired in 2023 election, where Peter Obi came with a wave. A lot of people supported Peter Obi. But at the end of the election, you saw what happened. Yes, but the soul of Ayo Adebanjo, the president of our very rest in peace, the only man who stood in Southwest, few among them who stood that justice have to be, they should allow equity for Igbos. This marginalization is Igbo is enough. Moreover, the Hausas, the Yorubas, they have contributed their parts in this called Nigeria. But is it working? The answer is no. The only region that is remaining for we to see if they can do anything to change the situation is Igbo. But as I speak to you right now, they are not allowing them to rule.
Now, exclusion of the Igbo region from the budget, do you think the Fulani may have played any role?
Yes, of course. Fulani are the master plan of that by excluding the Igbos out of this project. That's why the Igbos now, I'm not from Igbo, I'm from the Middle Belt. The Igbos are telling you that their governors are Janjaweeds, their governors are Fulani, plant them so for them to achieve their aim. That's why you are not surprised. Somebody like I hope Uzodima, who is fourth position, will be used to be number one. and look at the atrocity that is going in Imo State. But as I speak to you, it's not concerned by Hope Uzodinma. All you want that is pocket. It's fooling every day.
Are you not saying that this is a justification behind agitation for the sovereignty of Biafra?
Yes, of course. I've told you that I'm not a Biafran. But for me, so far, everything Nnamdi Kanu have done so far, for me, it's not against the law. But in Nigeria Constitution, in 1999 constitutions, you will see that in 1999 constitution, every Nigerian have right to agitate for himself. And that's what Nnamdi Kanu is saying. That's what he's saying.
Because the other day, Nnamdi Kanu made it very clear that you have right to agitate. We understand that self-determination is a right entrenched in UN Charter that has been ratified in Nigeria. To that extent, is a law in Nigerian legal jurisprudence. Currently, Nnamdi Kanu is still in DSS custody, and Nnamdi Kanu himself has said, "I will remain in custody until there is an impartial judge to judge this case." Do you see Nnamdi Kanu having that energy, that tenacity,
yes,
that zeal?
Of course, Nnamdi Kanu is not somebody you can buy over. If you see the last time they brought him to court, you'll be surprised that a man who have not had the time to sleep with his wife, he have not have time to enjoy himself like as you and I are doing, and we can decide to go anywhere now. But Nnamdi Kanu has the case over to